On the other wing, Doug Hawkins wasn't even born back in 1961 when the Bulldogs last won the first 3 games of the season. And Hawk, what a terrific win, terrific start to the season.
Yeah, the thing about it, Steve, well, we don't feel like we've really extended ourselves. You know, I just can't wait till we meet the Essendons and the Collingwoods, which really test us out.
Was it a worry having played on the Monday and then buckling up in the 30-degree heat today?
Not really, you know. I just feel the boys, you know, stuck to the job, and as you see the score, we come out on top.
League Footscray made the journey to VFL Park today to take on Melbourne, the side that last year at the same ground beat them by some 78 points. So far in the season, the Demons' true form has been pretty hard to evaluate. They were winners over Fitzroy, thrashed by Hawthorn, and last week, arguably unlucky not to have taken the points against Collingwood. Footscray, by contrast, have been a real model of consistency with wins over Carlton, North and Geelong, even though at VFL Park in the second round they gave the Roos a 44-point start. At league headquarters, our commentators are Peter McKenna and Jack Edwards, and we pick up play at the start of the final quarter.
7's big league from VFL Park. Footscray and Melbourne. Footscray leading Melbourne by 10 points. Footscray 11-9-75. Melbourne 9-11-65. The beginning of the final term. Can Melbourne get up? They've got up within 4 points of Footscray, but then Footscray have gone away again. So now it's a chance for Footscray to come forward as Cordy picks up and from the left foot will bring the ball up to the outer wing position. And a diving mark not paid to Giles. Jimmy Edmund, his opponent, has it. Tackle too high, said the umpire, and Footscray come forward again through Edmund.
Edmund up towards half forward. Over the back is Bahaja. Jimmy Sewell chips in, tries to get in the kick, can't do so. In goes Mark Withers. He's bundled out of the way also. Royal, who has had a quiet day, I certainly must be injured, Jack, because just not the same Brian. Yeah, I think he's limping around, so just not the same Brian Royal. We must make mention of the fact that Peter Moore went off very early. Second quarter he went off. Flower went off also. So Melbourne playing without their 2 champion players, as we see Ick doing the ruck work here at centre half back. Connolly has been a very, very good player. Over to Zantuck. Zantuck down towards the centre of the ground. Oh, that's in the back. No, said the umpire. Hand pass from Danny Hughes. Coming out wide there to Grinter. Grinter kicks it off the ground. Charging after is Danny Hughes again. Knocks it on beautifully to Giles. Giles gets it across there to Johnny Fidge. He fires and he's put it through for a goal. Beautifully done by the Demons, and they're back in business.
Yes, the first goal on that occasion, and Footscray 11-9-75, only 4 points in front of Melbourne on 10 goals, 11-71. So Fidge, who's done so well at the half-back position, now playing at the half. A few changes around there,
well,
Peter.
Fancy, I saw Giles, I nearly didn't call him. He's been well on top of Beasley, and they've moved Russell Richards to full-back, and Giles is down to the forward line.
Back at the bounce. Centre bounce once again. 2 minutes into the final quarter. Footscray lead by only 4 points over Melbourne. Up they go. Purser taps it down, but no one can get it out cleanly as yet. It's on the turf. Could have been a free kick against Payne on that occasion, but the umpire said not. Another bounce will take place still in the centre of VFL Park. Footscray 10 goals, 9-75. Melbourne 10 goals, 11-71. You're on 7's big league. 2.5 minutes into the final quarter.
There's Hughes once again, a beautiful hit out to Withers. Withers is forced onto the right foot. He's looking for Giles. He's marked it. A little bit of a nudge, but this could be a match-winning move by Ron Barassi. He's taken the gamble. He's taken Giles away from fullback where he was well on top of Simon Beasley. He's put him down to the forward line. He's been picked up by Neil Cordy. Now, can he kick a goal here, Giles? There's a beautiful looking kick, but just offline, or was it? Hit the post, in fact, so bad luck to the Demons. And that makes the scoreboard show Melbourne on 10-12-72, only 3 behind Footscray 11-9-75.
Only 3 minutes gone in the final term also, so Melbourne with a bit of breeze behind them have a chance as number 3 comes up again, this time Gerard Healy. Healy putting Melbourne forward into the pocket he travels. Can he find a teammate? The mark not paid on that occasion. And another bad miss.
Grinter.
Should have got that.
Yes, young Rodney Grinter. He had an open goal. He could have run in and steadied, but he only a young player. He hurried his kick, and bad luck he was off line from behind. 73 plays 75. 2 points the difference, and although it hasn't been a high standard game, we're going to see a very close finish as that mark was taken by the best man on the ground at this stage in Andrew Purser, who had a magnificent first quarter against Peter Moore before he went off the ground. Peter Moore.
2 15-metre penalties.
2 15 metres up towards centre wing. Pearce has been a tremendous player as he gets it towards Jimmy Edmund. That's been a real terrific war, that between John Fidge and Jimmy Edmund. The kick comes out towards centre wing. There's Mark Withers. Oh, overran it. Stephen Wallace picks it up, hooks it back towards half forward. Oh, push in the back.
Yes.
Yes, against you, Tony Bahaja. The umpire right onto that. It's a free kick going there to Shane Zantuck.
15-metre penalty against Bahaja, also brings Zantuck down to the half-back flank. So we have over 20,000 people here at VFL Park this afternoon witnessing this game between Footscray and Melbourne, and a close one it is. Giles going short. The pass looks good. Hardy spoils Wilson, kicked off by Daniel, back toward Gronewegan. X there for Melbourne. Gronewegan taps it out. Footscray in bother. That tackle was too high by Danny Hughes, and the umpire will give the free kick to Brian Cordy.
Oh, gee, there's some pressure on now. Don't tell me we're going to see another one of those nail biters, Jack, as we see.
We hope so.
Brian Cordy up towards half forward. Johnny Fidge over the back. Oh, cool, calm and collected. Beautiful pass, John Fidge. Out to Alan Johnson, who's been a very good player today. Kicks it wide, looking for Cordner against Kennedy. Cordner hasn't been holding his marks. Oh, look at that hip and shoulder bump by Kennedy. Beautiful football. Over to Alan Daniels. Alan Daniels, the ex-Claremont player, goes wide, looking up there for Bamblett and Bahaja. Bahaja charges after it. He balks, turns, caught, gets in the hand pass to Sewell. Sewell to Bamblett. Bamblett runs towards the pocket. Beautiful tackle. Could have been holding the ball there. What a tackle by Batterston. It's in. Oh, it comes out to Steve McPherson from Bailey. He hooks high. Oh, punched through there by Johnny Fidge. A gutsy effort, and this is turning into a top game at the moment. Melbourne 10-13, 73. 3 points behind Footscray. 11-10, 76.
Time clock, 5:42 into the final term. Only a few points between the teams. 3 points in front as the unbeaten Footscray team over Melbourne. From the full-back position, players jostle for position to take the mark, and the umpire said a free kick will be paid to Melbourne. It will go to Healy on the half-back line for his team, Melbourne. He looks down to the wing position. Can he find a teammate? Not as yet. No mark is taken. That was White, I think it was. Missed that one. Kicked off the ground towards the half-forward zone. Withers overruns it, tries to control it now, picks it up at half-forward, pops it in toward the full-forward zone. Wilson sets himself and takes the mark. Could have played on then. Could have swung right into goal, Pete, but has gone back to take the shot at goal, but don't think it's a certainty.
No,
it isn't.
2-6 he's kicked.
2-6.
2-6. He's taken 10 marks. Oh, that's 11 marks. In fact, he's taken for the day, Brian Wilson, as he fires at the goals. I think he's kicked this one. He has, and the Demons hit the front by 3 points.
Well, on Sevens Big League from VFL Park, I would think that would be the second time only that the Melbourne have been in front. They kicked the very first goal at the 46-second mark of the first quarter, and then Footscray went away from there and held sway at each quarter change. 13 points in front at quarter time, 9 points in front at half time, 10 points in front of three-quarter time, but now it's Melbourne at the centre bounce. Melbourne lead Footscray by 3 points. 7 minutes have gone, the final term. Who's going to take this game out? The unbeaten Footscray side, or will they lower their colours to the Demons? Edmonds' hand pass comes out. Now Footscray come forward.
Yes, this is Stephen Wallace on the left foot looking for Beasley. Beasley drops the mark. Russell Richards close by as the ball is forced to the boundary line, and it makes a big difference to the Footscray side when Beasley is not kicking goals. He's only kicked 2 for the game. Barassi's taken a big plunge here by moving Richards to full back and Peter Giles to the forward line. There's Gronewegan getting it down. Now it's Batterston. Here come the Demons again. Over to Johnny Fidge. Back to Batterston. Beautiful teamwork by the Melbourne side. Up towards half forward. A bit of shepherding went on there. Play on, said the umpire, as Grinter goes in after it. Kicks it off the ground. Oh, there's a clash. Oh, both players went in very hard. Out wide it comes to Withers. Withers has got the lead. He bounces. He runs to the open goal. Hand pass over there to Giles. Giles to Wilson. There's another goal coming up as Wilson puts the ball right out of the ground.
Well, Sevens Big League, the game has changed somewhat here. Brian Wilson kicks his fourth goal. 4 goals, 6 out of the Melbourne total of 12 goals, 13. 85 points, playing 76 points. Footscray are in danger of going down the drain for the first time for season 85.
Bathurst. When the big day's over, the go for one company is to build a better road car. Introducing the Nissan Bluebird Series 3. Its lines are timeless. Its spacious interior lavishly appointed, more luxurious than ever. Now, with its unique dual-fire engine, new Bluebird delivers surefire comfort, dual-fire performance to make you the winner.
The family-size Hoover Elite 900 has a stainless steel wash bowl. Its competitor does not. That's why Hoover is ahead of the rest.
Oh, what's this?
For an extra $15 on your premium, Double AMI will insure you against losing your rating 1 in an accident that's your fault. Double AMI, rating 1 protection. So call Amy. We keep our promises.
That was terrific.
This Sunday, join Mike Willesee on the experiment of a lifetime. With his 3 companions, Mike must survive for 7 days on a deserted island without food from home, armed with nothing but a machete. A fascinating special. Survival, 5 o'clock Sunday on 7.
Bounce after Melbourne. Melbourne's goal by Wilson then. Back to the middle we come, and the ball tapped out of the pack. Ick picks up, barges his way through. Just about threw it down to the half-forward zone for Melbourne, where the players come into contest. Giles is there, can't pick it up. Footscray under pressure now as Kennedy goes back to pick up for his team. Footscray need a goal to get back in this. He drives back towards Brian Royal, but it's all Melbourne. The defence of Healy now standing firm. Healy looking in toward the centre. Spiral punt goes down toward the half-forward flank. All the Melbourne players clash. Withers goes down, picked up by Hawkins. Just about threw that one away. Bailey picks up for Melbourne. Kicks into the vacant half-forward zone. Oh, a misbuilt. Grinter's free kick. He was being held by Kennedy. We're not in possession. So Grinter will go back and take the shot for goal, but he's a long way out.
Well, deliberately done that by Kennedy. He knew that if he had to let him go, he would have run into the open goal. So, yeah, that was a professional free kick, as we see Rodney Grinter. Can he make the distance? I doubt he might land this right up in the goal square. If he does, there's only one man there, and that's Andrew Purser. Well, what are the odds of Purser marking this?
Well, Wilson did lead, but the lead was ignored. Here's a chance now for Hughes. Hughes of Melbourne shoots toward goal. It's a high kick. The umpire running right across toward the point post to indicate only a minor part of the prize. But Melbourne 10 points in front of Footscray, and Footscray have led at each quarter change, as I said. Hardy's been found out. That's the man today. He's just kicking in there against Wilson. He's lowered his colours. Chance for Neil Cordy. Neil Cordy left footing up toward Wallace on the centre wing position. And Wallace had a thought about playing on, but changed his mind very quickly. Porter Daniels in the centre too, but goes into the half-forward zone.
Beasley's been moved to centre half-forward, and Groenewegen to full-forward. So there's a move. Well, they had to do something on that forward line. Footscray, the Melbourne backline well on top, as we see Zantuck down towards the centre wing. It could have been a free kick to Hawkins. No, said the umpire. Grinter, lovely hand pass to Fidge. Fidge charging towards the forward line. Out wide he goes, looking there for Withers. The ball sits for him. He picks it up. He runs to the open goal. He kicks and hit the post. Oh, boy, that could have been good night Footscray if he had to put that one through, but he was on the wrong foot for a left footer, but he hit the post.
On the wrong foot. He was on his wrong foot too, Pete.
There's Hardy about to kick in. Scoreboard showing 87 to 76. That's a difference of 11 points in favour of the Demons.
Footscray having trouble getting past their half-forward zone. Can they do any better this time? The ball up to Hawkins, looking for someone. No, it's not at Sewell, looking for someone to go past. Oh, he's going out very wide. Neil Cordy's out there on the wing position. No one near him yet. Coming on the scene is Giles. Chance now for Royal at the back. Beasley couldn't hold the mark. The umpire said a free kick against Beasley. He touched out.
Pushed him out.
So the free kick going to the Melbourne player, and that Melbourne player is Russell Richards. Gets around Beasley. Drives into the half-forward zone. Down it travels. Now here's a chance for Hawkins to get it moving. No one to give it to. They're all covered. Footscray in trouble. We're 12 minutes into the final term. And it's the desperate Footscray forwards trying to get forward, but Johnny Fitch does well. Gets the ball down, and it's Hughes of Melbourne with the ball. About to drive Melbourne forward.
Well, Fitch is playing very, very well, and Hughes is also. As he goes down towards the forward line, the mark is dropped. Here's a chance for Brian Wilson. Runs around onto the right side. Tries to do too much, but he gets in the hand pass. Over to Withers. He's caught. That should be holding the ball, umpire. Yes, it is. And Brian Wilson should have had the shot for goal instead of hanging on to it so long. This is Michael McLean with the free kick. Can the Bulldogs come back? They've done it during this year. They've been under pressure and they've been able to fight their way back. There's Alan Daniels over the back. Taken away by Robin White. He goes short up towards Batterston, and Batterston marks on half forward.
There's a shot in there, but he hasn't quite seen it. I think he's going to wait for Wilson to make a move, or will he just kick long up to the goal square and hope the Rovers can top it off? Batterston's torpedo punt kick works well right down toward the goal square. Player set themselves, and a good mark taken by Hawkins. He's everywhere. Hawkins gets out a short pass to McPherson. No one moving for him though. McLean should go upfield and take the short. He forces the kick up toward Edmund Fidge. Good mark to Fidge. What a mark. What a player. What a future this fella's got.
He is a top-class footballer, this young bloke.
He's got a future, all right. Johnny Fidge kicks well. One for the Rovers, I would think. They all fly high. Are there any Rovers for Melbourne? It's picked up by Wilson. He's caught by Ford. Good tackle, holding the ball.
Yes, Brian Wilson. He's a great player, Jack, but he just tends to hang on to it at times, although he didn't have much chance there. Sometimes he just tries to do too much. As 15-metre penalty brings it up to the half-back line. But Footscray have been in trouble up forward today. Beasley has been well held. Gronewegen's been held. And they've been relying on Jimmy Edmund, and gradually John Fidge has got on top of him also. There's Sewell, who's been brought on the ground. It's on centre wing, and the umpire will come in and bounce it. The scoreboard showing Melbourne 12-15, 87 to Footscray 11-10, 76.
11 points between the teams, with Melbourne leading 14 minutes into the final term. Peter and I saw a real rib tickler finish last week, the Carlton North Melbourne game. Now this week we see Melbourne coming from behind to get in front of Footscray. Halfway through the final term, it's White of Melbourne breaking clear, driving the ball into the forward pocket, running toward the boundary it is, and that's where he'll see it finish. He won't be too unhappy about that result either.
No, they'd be happy to have it down in that forward pocket area, and Barassi would be very proud of those Melbourne players at the moment, but there's plenty of time. There'd be about 15 minutes to go. 10 minutes of normal time and a couple of minutes of time on. Now it's play on, said the umpires. McLean is bundled out of the way, knocked away by Michael Ford. Now it's Batterston getting in the hand pass. Beautifully done to Withers. Withers centres the ball. Wilson. Oh, gee, he was appealing for the free kick. No, said the umpire, and the ball is forced through for a behind. A handy one, because the difference now is exactly 2 goals.
2 goals the difference, 15 minutes gone. The final quarter, Sevens big league. Footscray will have to hurry, get 2 quick goals to level the scores. Here's Royal of Footscray being tackled by Giles, getting a small kick taken by Edmund. Jim Edmund being beaten, I would say, by Johnny Fidge at the half forward position. Fidge has played a great game at centre half back. Down to Gronewegen it travels, hasn't done much at all. Zantuck's in there. It's out now with O'Sullivan of Melbourne. A long hand pass clears the pack, and it's going to be taken away by Healy. Late tackle, but Healy gets his kick in the nick of time, and Footscray about to come forward through Wallace.
Here it is, up to Beasley, and Beasley's marked at centre half forward. Hasn't had a good day, Simon Beasley.
Long way out.
Well, he's playing at centre half forward. He won't make the distance from there. He's got to get it down to that forward line quickly, and this will be a great game if they score a goal
Rovers
in this passage of play.
Rovers required, I would think. I don't think Beasley can make that distance, Peter, with that breeze blowing partially across him. More across than in front of him, I would think.
Well, Gronewegen's down there and Jimmy Sewell's down there. They've got a couple of Rovers as well. He's gone the torpedo putt. Someone should be in short. The only short one in there was Shane Zantuck with his great experience. That was poor play, the Footscray little men. Hawkins from behind. Punches the ball. Here's the skills of Dougie Hawkins. He goes for the short one. Yes! Mark to Royal. Can he kick it? Shot! Missed. As he was pushed, he should have gone back and had a set shot for goal from where he was.
Yes, Connolly was saying to the umpire that that ball went out on the full, but the umpire has awarded the behind, so I'm not too sure just which one was right. But it's a behind to Footscray going on the board, so 88 playing 77. 11 points the difference. From the full back position, O'Sullivan drives in. Good-looking kick. Who can take the mark? Nobody. It's on the turf. A chance now. Bamblett hasn't done much today for Footscray either. He's picked up the free kick on this occasion. He'll be looking for someone to kick a goal. Edmonds has a chance if he can take the mark. Groningen at the back. Now is Edmonds trying to pick up the club. He's caught. Not in possession. The umpire calls play on. And now he is swamped. And Fidge got a hand pass away, taken away on this occasion by Johnson of Melbourne. He goes long over the head of Connolly, up toward the centre line. It travels, and Giles comes out. Connolly does the roving, picks up for Melbourne. Ball caught too high, plays on with a hand pass, and the umpire said the ball has to go back to Connolly.
Yes, Chris Connolly's been a very good player today too in defence. The Melbourne defence has been tremendous. There's Purser, couldn't take the mark. The ball is thumped away. Michael Ford's got great pace as he charges after it. Here's the ex-soccer player coming around the half-back line. He goes for the short one towards Brian Cordy. Can the Bulldogs come back? They've got the time if they're good enough. Jimmy Sewell from behind punches the ball away. Further hand pass for Melbourne. Oh, dropping it there was Withers, but he butters up beautifully onto the left foot. Short pass. Oh, chipping in was the vice-captain in Rick Kennedy for Footscray.
Great mark. That 15 metres too would assist Kennedy and get the ball up to the half, up to the centre line where Royal has led. Good pass finds Brian Royal, but has there anyone to go for? He looks for Bahaja, and he's brought to ground. Could have been a 15-metre penalty there, but Bahaja doesn't wait for it. I don't think the umpire's going to play it anyhow. Sewell can't take the mark. It's on the turf. It's been overrun by Edmund. Now a chance once again for Footscray. Beasley sets himself. Groningen's there. Neither take it. The ball eludes them all. There's a chance now. Patterson does the tackling against Connolly. Picked up by Groningen. He shoots toward goal. A chance for Beasley. It's out of bounds. Boundary throw in the forward pocket for the Bulldogs, who are trailing Melbourne by 11 points. And the time clock ticks away toward the 19-minute mark of the final quarter.
Well, full marks to that Melbourne defence. They're playing tremendous football. Oh, holding the man. Must be Steve McPherson. 15 metres out. Very, very slight angle. The pressure on the young Footscray forward. He's already kicked 2 goals. And if he kicks this one, the difference will be 5 points, and what a ball game we'll have then.
He was looking for a 15-metre penalty there. The ball wasn't thrown back to him, but the umpire didn't award the 15-metre penalty, which would have put the man on the mark right on the goal line. That's McPherson. If he had any nerves, he'd be finding them now, but I don't think he has any, because he's put that one right through the centre. And at VFL Park, scores tight and right up. 5 points between the teams after McPherson kicks his 3rd goal. Melbourne 88 points, Footscray 83 points. You're on Sevens Big League.
We've seen a whole lot of champions in Australia on NEC, Australia's champion colour TV. Seen them run, swim and ball, seen them hit and do it all. NEC, our champion colour TV.
Here's a great offer from NEC. Choose your next colour TV from the NEC range, and then, if you reckon there's a better colour TV picture, they'll give your money back. So see for yourself.
See it try, see it fall, see it best of all. NEC, our champion colour TV.
Oh no, she's doing the banking.
How clever it must seem to have accounts all over the place. You rush around for high interest, pay the bills in a panic. If only you could find someone who'd do all this, give you a cheque account free of activity charges, and pay your bills automatically. Plus, give you a MasterCard or Westpac card to shop with in supermarkets and in service stations. It's called Advantage Saver Plus, and it's only from Westpac, the bank.
I'm doing the banking, Mum.
Next Sunday in Sons and Daughters.
I'd like to ring them and talk about the wedding arrangement.
Well, I'm afraid you can't. You see, my parents are both dead.
Caroline's ordeal isn't over.
Evans sends her a death threat. She's convinced he means it.
And Charlie goes country.
Look, as far as I'm concerned, you'd save everyone a lot of hassles if you'd just invest your money and go back where you belong.
To David and Charlie's new partnership, stolen goods. You have the right to refuse, of course, but we could easily get a search warrant.
Sons and Daughters, Sunday 7:30 on 7.
They must get the ball out of this centre, from the centre bounce now. 5 points the difference in favour of Melbourne. Melbourne about to go forward through Payne. The ball bounces in no man's land. It's going to bounce past Hardy, I think. Yes, there it is. It's Wilson with a chance at the back. He tries to outsmart Hardy. He balks, he weaves, he hand passes to Grinter. He shoots toward goal. And he kicked it. Grinter's kicked the goal for Melbourne. Just Melbourne back in front again by 11 points on Sevens Big League.
Scoreboard, Melbourne 13-16, 94, Footscray 12-11, 83, and the big difference there was the centre bounce. When the ball was thumped clear at the centre bounce, Melbourne's way, they got the long kick in down to the forward line, but had it gone the other way, it could have been a different result. Great effort this by Melbourne.
Back to the middle once again on Sevens Big League, with the game poised very critically, getting toward the 21-minute mark of the final term. Melbourne leading Footscray by 11 points. Well, the Bulldogs dropped their first game for 85. Bailey well tackled, loses possession. Ick picks up, tries to barge his way through. Can't get it out cleanly, still in that pack of players. And the umpire said, Melbourne's free kick, they'll go forward again through Gerard Healy.
Centre of the ground. Footscray in all sorts of trouble now. A lot of their stars are down. A wobbly old kick up towards the forward line, over the back of the pack. Here's Michael Ford, knocks it on, looking for Brad Hardy. He punches it on in front of him. Good play by the ex-West Australian. Still got the ball, Hardy. Shovels it back into play. Bahaja goes in to lend a hand, and the umpire is saying what?
Good football by young Withers. He forced that ball up. He had three men to oppose him, and yet he forced this ball up on Melbourne's half-forward flank, or nearly into the pocket. So good football there by young Mark Withers. The ball put down, Melbourne scoring zone. Persis done well, but he'll have to find some more. Here's Withers again, picking up, tried to hook it around with the left foot and just forced over the boundary line. Time clock ticking by toward the 22-minute mark now in the final term. Footscray trailing Melbourne by 11 points at VFL Park on Sevens Big League. Now it's toward the boundary line. McLean keeps the ball in play.
This is Brian Court. No, Michael Ford it was, up towards centre wing, and this player has been a star, especially since half-time. Johnny Fidge, he's really, in my mind, turned the game, as we see Fidge from centre wing, kicking it down towards half-forward. Players set themselves, punched away by Purser, who's had a quiet last quarter after being best on the ground in the first three. It's in that last line of defence as we see Michael McLean going in after it. Over to Neil Cordy, the ball is smothered. In goes Bahaja. Was he held? No, said the umpire, as Batterston has a flying kick and puts it out of bounds on the full. Time running out for the Footscray side. It's 83. Plays 94, so the difference at the moment is 11 points.
Melbourne still have the ball on their forward line though, Pete, and a chance to go forward, but no, Daniels picks up for Footscray, kicks high toward the wing position, and a good mark taken by Cordner. Hasn't taken many marks today, in fact he's dropped quite a few. Here's Healy on the wing position. Melbourne trying to contain the ball here. They're just going to try and keep possession. Healy drives around the flank. He'll be looking for someone to take a mark, but the ball thumped by Giles over the boundary line, and he won't be unhappy about that either, because the boundary throw-in will take place on Melbourne's half-forward flank position. Position round about 70 metres out from their goal. A good bit of ruck work here. The ball could be put down by Hughes. The Melbourne Rover get it, they could be in business, but it's won by McLean. Well smothered by Grinter. McLean picks up again, tackled by Withers, but broke. Got away very cleanly, got the ball up high. It's Edmund flying high. Fidge edged him out. Here's a chance now for Footscray to come forward. Can they do anything with it? Daniels kicks up high. Bamblett being held. Could have been a free kick downfield. The umpire didn't see it, but he saw that one.
Turn it up. That was Bamblett was held behind the play. The umpire should have been onto that one, but he saw the other one, as you called it, Jack. Amazing, isn't it?
Yes.
Forwards miss out again.
Richards puts Melbourne forward.
Down towards the half-forward line. Almost a good mark to Hughes. Out, the ball comes loose. A hurry kick comes towards half-forward. Here come the Demons as we see David Cordner line up the goals. He goes for a booming kick. Hardy. Oh, that could be a goal. No, touched. Oh, boy, and Wilson's claiming it wasn't touched. And the goal umpire saying that Hardy touched it. I've got my doubts whether he did.
Well, I'd have to be right there. The umpire was, so I'll have to take his word for it. 95, playing 83. 2 goals between the teams. Melbourne leading. Footscray looked like going down the tube for the first time in 85. The ball kicked high toward their scoring zone. Wilson up high. Got a clip behind the ear. The umpire calls play on. A chance for Withers. The ball eludes him. Oh, good football here by Grinter. Got the ball back to Healy. Healy can see Wilson's lead. He kicks high toward the scoring zone. No mark taken. Hardy goes back for Footscray. He slips at the crucial time. He'll be hopeful for the boundary line, and the umpire said the ball is out of bounds. With the time clock now, 2 seconds into time on, Melbourne lead Footscray by 2 goals.
Yes, very difficult now for the Bulldogs. They'll have to get it up there very quickly. Here's danger. That was Batterston against Searle. Beautifully done, Batterston. A short pass. He finds Alan Johnson, and Johnson just takes his time. Very experienced. Dougie Hawkins thought he was going to play on, and Johnston goes back from 25 to 30 metres out. Very slight angle, and this will be good night to Footscray if he kicks this one, Jack.
That'll make a lot of people start to think now whether Footscray are as good as everyone thought they were.
22 kicks to Alan Johnson on the wing, has been a real star.
Here he goes for this goal. Could it be 3 in front for Melbourne, or will he miss? He has missed by the look of things from here. Only 1 behind, but 13 points the difference. That's very unlucky for Footscray, that 13 points. 13-18-96 to 12-11-83 on Sevens big lead. Now, Sewell sets himself. The ball comes over the head of Sewell, tapped on by Sewell after McPherson got the ball down. In toward the wing position it travels. White of Melbourne tackled, well tackled too. Tried for a hand pass, picked up by Daniels. Daniels called. He's called in the centre of the ground, but ball can't be delivered there. Bahaja sets himself. Vidic came over the back. A chance for Edmund, but the ball is with Stevenik on the half-back flank for Melbourne.
Well, the umpire said that Ick was pushed in the back as he went for that mark. Half-back flank. Stephen Ick kicks it high. Time running out. There's Purser over the back. No mark. Hawkins. Play on, said the umpire. Hawkins grabbed there. And in comes umpire Morrow to bounce the ball.
With the time clock getting around toward the 27-minute mark of the final term, Footscray are 13 points down to Melbourne and will suffer their first defeat for season 85. The ball tapped out by Purser. It's been picked up and hurriedly kicked by Bailey. Down toward Giles on the half-forward flank. And a good mark. Couldn't sight that one at all. Wilson calls for the ball against Hardy. Giles to say he's going in short, and he goes in short too, into the forward pocket, and he finds a teammate, and Grinter gets it out toward Wilson now, and Wilson takes the mark about 25 to 30 metres out for goal, from goal, dead in front, so Wilson has a chance to kick his 5th goal.
Brian Wilson today has taken 12 marks. He has really given Brad Hardy a hiding up at full forward. But unfortunately for Melbourne, although that's not going to affect the result of the game, he has kicked poorly. He's kicked 4 goals, 6 behinds today. Now here's your chance to kick his 5th. 5th goal coming up or not to Brian Wilson. He fires, up go the arms, and it's a goal. And Melbourne make the game safe.
On 7 big league after Wilson kicks his 5th goal. Melbourne 14-18-102. Footscray 12 goals, 11-83.
Yes, a great effort by Wilson up at full forward. He's been a dangerous player all day. If he had a kick straight, he could easily have kicked 9 or 10 goals because he, as I said, 12 marks at full forward is a great effort in anyone's language, and he's been a dynamo all day. Johnny Fidge has been terrific. So has Alan Johnson. Footscray have had a lot of players down.
28.5 minutes gone. The ball back in the centre. Bounce goes down. Giles taps it out now. Who's going to get forward? Melbourne. Melbourne are full of running. They've finished this game off very well. And the umpire said a bounce will take place. Oh, in goes Hawkins. Could be on in there. The umpire's right there. There's a lot of frustration creeping into the game, and there's a lot of pushing and shoving going on also. Oh, what's happened there? The umpire threw the ball too. I thought he threw it at him, but Grinter has the ball for Melbourne without anyone to kick to. The umpire's still trying to sort things out in the centre. And it's still on in there. The game is virtually over. This is only going to... well, there's a runner in there too. I don't know what he's doing in there. So that's Daniels. Another one at the back. Another blue taking place. Still in the square, a little bit further downfield. So we may never get this game over, Pete.
Oh, it's a bit late for all this, Jack.
A bit late, sure is, because we've been playing 29.5 minutes now. This will only increase the length of the quarter. Grinter being brought back right from where the free kick was first given.
I reckon he's been a very impressive player since he came on the ground. He's done some good hard work, and it's made a big difference. As we see Zantuck kick it wide, now towards the half-forward line. Corden has had no idea overhead today. Jackie's been running underneath the ball right throughout the day.
Had his hands to it many times, Peaton hasn't held them. He doesn't bite the ball when he goes for it down. He just hopes he takes the mark. And the siren sounds. The Bulldogs go down for their first defeat in 1985. Melbourne have beaten Footscray at VFL Park. Melbourne 14-18-102. Footscray 12 goals, 11-83 on Sevens Big League.
You're watching Sevens Big League, part of the Nissan VFL Premiership season.
Footscray led at quarter time by 13 points, 9 points at half time, 10 at three-quarter time, but Melbourne kicking 5-7 to 1-2 in the final quarter took out the match. In the stats department, the Demons on top in just about every department there, excepting the hit-outs. In front of goals for Melbourne, Brian Wilson finished up with 5 goals, singles to a number of players, and for Footscray, 3 each to McPherson and Bahaja, and Simon Beasley also got 2 goals. In the Melbourne rooms after the match, we found Stephen Phillips.
Thanks, Peter. Yes, a great win by Melbourne over Footscray here at VFL Park this afternoon. One even more notable for the fact that the Demons did it without their skipper Robbie Flower and their dual Brownlow medalist Peter Moore in the second half. Moore was taken off with a badly strained neck. He's likely to be sidelined for 3 weeks. And skipper Robbie Flower was taken to Epworth Hospital with a broken collarbone, and he looks likely to be out for 8 weeks. Tragic news for the Demons. But afterwards, coach Ron Barassi was ecstatic with his team's performance.
Oh yes, we have 2 of our better players injured, and certainly Robbie Flower won't be appearing for, well, at least 2 months I wouldn't think. I'm not sure about Peter Moore, but considering that situation, it was just a wonderful win for the Melbourne Football Club, because a long while since Melbourne would have shown the desperation right throughout an 18-strong side, and it was just, I'm very, very proud.
It was an enormous feeling, Ron, in the rooms afterwards. The players were just ecstatic.
Well, I hope they really save it, because that's the sort of thing that you can get a lot of pleasure out of in football.
Melbourne's inaccuracy was pretty costly against Collingwood last week, and it looked a bit that way against Footscray in the first half. But full forward Brian Wilson, you had a bit of trouble with the kicking, but it came good in the second half when it really counted.
Yes, mate, I did have a lot of trouble early. I was getting the ball okay, but just wasn't getting the run-up that I usually have. And it happened a little bit in the last quarter of last week. I tended to stutter a little bit. So at half-time, I just sat down and I thought about it all again and went through the process of kicking goals.
It was a pretty vital game for the club this week, with last week's defeat still ringing.
It was a real do-or-die effort. It was, if we'd have won, if we lost, it was 3-1 down, and if we won, it was 2-2. But we won, and that was all that counts.
Still to come, Carlton and Geelong from Princes Park, and we'll be back after this break with